What happens when ambition blinds someone to the truth, leaving a trail of broken dreams? In the glitzy world of high-stakes real estate, HOA Nguyen stood tall, her designer heels clicking with authority across polished marble floors. She was the queen of promises, selling visions of luxury condos to eager buyers in a booming California market. Her smile was magnetic, her pitches flawless to flawless. Behind the facade of a self-made real estate mogul lay a web of lies so intricate it could unravel at the slightest tug. And unravel it did, in a way no one saw coming. HOA had built her empire on charisma and half-truths. For years, she'd convinced investors she was a titan in the industry, flashing forged documents and doctored photos of properties she claimed to own. Her latest venture, Paradise Towers, was her crown jewel, a supposed 50-story masterpiece with ocean views and rooftop infinity pools. She marketed it as the future of luxury living, hosting lavish galas where champagne flowed and buyers competed to secure their slice of paradise. Deposits poured in, each one fattening her bank account while the project remained nothing more than a glossy brochure and a vacant lot. But cracks were forming. Buyers began asking questions. Why were construction updates vague? Why did the site look untouched months after groundbreaking? HOA deflected with charm, blaming delays on permits or weather, her voice smooth as silk. Yet whispers grew louder, and one buyer, a retired accountant named Clara, wasn't buying the excuses. Clara had lost her life savings to a scam decades ago and swore she'd never be fooled again. She started digging, quietly at first, piecing together inconsistencies in HOA's story. Property records didn't match. Licenses were missing. The deeper Clara went, the uglier it got. Clara wasn't alone in her suspicions. Enter Marcus, a young journalist sniffing out his next big story. He'd been tipped off by an anonymous sour-say disgruntled former assistant of HOA's who'd been fired for asking too many questions. Marcus infiltrated one of HOA's galas, posing as a buyer. He watched her work the room, her laughter too loud, her promises too grand. He recorded every word, every handshake, and slipped out with a folder of documents the assistant had smuggled to him. The evidence was damning. Forged signatures, fake deeds, and bank accounts linked to offshore shells. Marcus's heart raced. This wasn't just a story. It was a bombshell. The confrontation came at the annual buyers panel, a high-profile event where developers pitched to elite investors. HOA was the keynote. Her presentation, a dazzling display of renderings and buzzwords. The room buzzed with anticipation as she unveiled Paradise Towers' progress. But Clara and Marcus had other plans. As HOA spoke, Clara stood, her voice cutting through the applause like a knife. Ms. Nguyen, where's the construction? I've checked the site. It's a dirt patch. Murmurs rippled through the crowd. HOA's smile faltered, but she laughed it off, citing logistical challenges. That's when Marcus struck. He projected documents onto the massive screen behind her forged contracts, emails promising non-existent returns, and photos of the empty lot. Gasps filled the room. Buyers clutched their programs, faces paling as the truth sank in. HOA's voice rose, shrill and defensive. This is a setup. Lies, she screamed, slamming her fist on the podium. But the evidence was undeniable. A buyer shouted, "You took my deposit." Another threw a crumpled brochure at the stage. Chaos erupted as investors surged forward, demanding answers. HOA's carefully curated empire was crumbling in real time. Then came a twist no one expected. A soft-spoken woman in the back, Ellen, stood up. She was HOA's childhood friend, someone who'd known her before the designer suits and fake titles. Ellen's voice trembled but held firm. "HOA, I'll lend you my savings for your first project. You promised to pay me back. You never did." The room fell silent. Ellen's story wasn't just a betrayal. It was personal. She revealed how HOA had used their friendship to borrow money, spinning tales of success while leaving Ellen broke. The crowd's anger turned to heartbreak. HOA wasn't just a fraud, betrayed trust at every level. HOA's defiance shattered. She sank to her knees, mascara streaking her face as security escorted her off the stage. The model of Paradise Towers, a centerpiece of the event, lay in pieces after she'd kicked it in a fit of rage. The crowd watched, stunned, as the woman who'd sold them dreams was led away, her lies exposed under the harsh spotlight. Investors were left reeling, their money likely gone, but Claire and Marcus's teamwork had stopped HOA from scamming others. Ellen, too, found closure, her quiet courage a stark contrast to HOA's loud deception. In the aftermath, the story spread like wildfire. Marcus's article hit front pages, titled "The Fall of a Fake Tycoon." Lawsuits piled up, and HOA faced charges of fraud and embezzlement. The buyers, though devastated, found strength in their shared loss. Clara organized a support group, helping victims navigate the legal maze to recover what they could. Ellen, once silenced by shame, spoke at community events, warning others about scams. Their resilience turned a tale of greed into one of redemption. What does it take to rebuild trust after such a betrayal? HOA's story reminds us that ambition without integrity is a house of cards destined to collapse, but also shows the power of truth, courage, and community. Clara, Marcus, and Ellen didn't just expose a fraud, they reclaimed hope. What do you think? Can justice truly heal the wounds of deception? Share your thoughts.